Drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath, man. Drink, 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 drink. Oh! Or should we say, breathe, breathe, then drink. Take that breath, fam. Now, grab your glass for that water. Get your pitcher of that water. Hold this copper. Lift that pitcher of that water. Pretty copper. Simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Hold on. Now move your body and drink some water. Stretch. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body, drink some water. Family, move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Man, listen. Now grab your glass and toast your ancestors. Lift this glass and toast your ancestors. Lift your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just lift your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, toast, then drink. Now take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, live, move, toast. But to stay healthy, remember the 4 pillars of Gye-Nyame. Breathe, drink, eat, move. Drink half your weight in ounces. Eat a culturally appropriate diet, but hey, take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink your water, family. I want to welcome each and every last one of you here. It appears that we are streaming live on all cylinders. We are on my personal Facebook page. We are on Gye-Nyame Journey Facebook page. We are on GNJ Media on YouTube, as well as it looked like we might be streaming live right now on Periscope. I don't know. It says 4 out of 4. So there's a possibility that we might be on Periscope right now. Family. It is that amazing Toast&Talk Imani, and we have some time to chop it up. I'm working on my newsletter. I got up early and I started working on the newsletter. The newsletter is almost done. I'm working I'm working, family. I know some of y'all might be waiting for it. I know some of y'all like, what the hell is he talking about? Listen, we call ourselves Gye-Nyame Journey Media, right? Also known as Gye-Nyame Journey Tribe, right? Or just Gye-Nyame House or Gye-Nyame Tribe. We have gone through many transitions. I had to sit down in the tub this morning and count. Since I was 19 years old, I've been kicking it with some form of Gye-Nyame, some type of tribe, some type of group. I have consistently been in relationships with groups. And it's like, it's like a relationship. It's like, God damn, I just keep falling in these bad relationships. Gye-Nyame is abusing me. Gye-Nyame Tribe was abusing me. Gye-Nyame House abused me. 35th Dynasty abused me. Underground Railroad abused me. Used me up. But I enjoy my life, family. I enjoy what I do. I love what I do. I wouldn't be doing anything else. I don't think that I could do anything else. You know what I'm saying? And I am happy to be here. I want to send shouts out to Miss Aisha, because I seen her stream this morning with her beautiful self. I just want to I want to thank her for being her. And I want her to understand that she's not the only one that goes through ups and downs. Shit. We all do. And so what I have right now is called Open Lines. Family is Open Lines. So whatever you want to talk about, we could talk about. We could call it Ask High Tim Session or Cuss High Tim Session out or whatever the fuck you want to talk about, however you want to do it. Just put the kids away, because it's time for grown folks right now. All right? I'm talking to the grown folks right now. All right? Now, one of the things, because like I said, we're going to do open lines, but one of the things I definitely want to talk about while we're doing the toast, or as we're doing the toast, is this whole, what I call Facebook therapy piece. Facebook has given us an opportunity. Let's just say apps like Facebook give us an opportunity to share genuinely, or some people share fakely, you know what I'm saying? Because I be seeing motherfuckers with stacks of money like this, and then you be seeing them on their job. Like, how this and driving on the job, driving Uber and shit, that, it don't fit. But what Facebook also gives us an opportunity to do, especially those of us who are awoke, conscious, it gives us a place where we can actually throw out some personal truths, some personal pains. I call it Facebook therapy. And I know some people are like, you shouldn't be doing that. But family, if it floats your butt, floats your boat, you know what I'm saying? Do it, because I do it. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Shorty. I see you out there. Thank you for joining us once again, my brother. And I still ain't got none of your ancestors on the list, but it's cool. Just saying. But I got a question. When y'all are on my stream, can y'all see when the people stuff? Well, it would probably be over here on this side somewhere. But on my screen, it shows up on this side right here. Can y'all see the chats pop up on the screen? Because I never really watched me, so I need to know if that's just something I can see, or is it something that you can see? So because that means that everybody can see everybody's stuff except for Spreaker, and we are working on that. I am gonna come up with a fix for that, so that I can go and make sure that all of the family can get on. All right, cool. Brother Shorty said he gonna send some. Family, so and this whole Facebook therapy thing, because what you do when you go to a psychologist is that a psychologist or a psychiatrist will just hear you out. They will allow you to speak, right? And in your speaking, you are supposed to speak yourself to your conclusion, to your healing. And in many ways, that's what Facebook is aligned with the streaming, the way it streams, because we have people on it that are our friends. And we have some haters on there too. I could be a hater sometime. I admit it. I just, sometimes I just fuck with people. So that's just, can't help it. I can blame Tylese. Once she found out my name was High Tim, she just started calling me hater. Hate him. So blame my sister. It's all her fault. You know what I'm saying? But the truth of the matter is that sometimes we got to get this shit off of us. Especially those of us that's out here and we're moving and we're trying to build. Oh, hold on. I just got on the black signal here. I just got our brothers who's sharing some ancestors up here. So we about to go and put them down in the family book. Welcome to the tribe, Mr. Gavin. Although you already family, you know what it is. Alright, so what I'm doing right now is brother is posting up some of his ancestors. And what I'm doing is I am writing them down in the book so that I can go and share his ancestors, put them on our list so that we could be reading them. Ethel Lane, Ethel Marshall, Alice West. Y'all got them. And Alice. You got Alice Webster. Cool. Got them. So, shouts out to Brother Kwame out there. So, family. So, the Facebook therapy. Getting back to it. For those of us that are active in the community, what Facebook allows us to do, one of the reasons I love the streams is I'm able to get my ideas across without necessarily being interrupted, and it also allows me to organize without a lot of the fuckery that goes along with organizing. Let me say, it's two things that have always interrupted a majority of the organizations that I've been with: sex and money. It's hard to have sex at least for most of us. I know some of y'all done mastered this shit, but it's hard for a lot of us to have, to have sex over the internet, and it's hard to kind of, be fucking up money virtually. You know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, I provide services like the merch. We raise money through the merch. We raise money through doing events, and we're able to organize a lot of events without a lot of the meeting. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes a lot of confusion happens with that. So it allows us a tool to organize. But also what it allows us to do, it allows us to build up people or a group of people that will listen to us and give us positive comments. Because usually if you're live streaming, unless you're super popular, you know what I'm saying? Unless you got like hundreds of thousands of fans and people wanting to be on and looking for dirt on you or whatever, you ain't got to worry about nobody necessarily coming on your live stream and just interfering with just straight bullshit. You are able to have a conscious release, a mental release into cyberspace that is shared on your page, and some of your good friends that will take the time to say, damn, well, such and such is live. Let me see what they're talking about. And they're able to listen to you. And those individuals are usually the ones that can give you answers or give you the guidance that a psychiatrist or a psychologist that will be listening to you do. Because in our interaction, unless you call in, there's very little interruption within my conscious flow. So I'm able to get stuff out and bring it out so that I can hear what I'm saying and I can analyze it and eventually find my way. You understand what I'm saying? So Facebook therapy is very important. Family, I would suggest, unless you got a lot of haters out there, every now and then get on and just talk. Hell, I mean, and what's different with this than just talking in the mirror or talking out. You don't feel as bad because you're not really talking to yourself, even though you're talking to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You're throwing it out into the world so that it could be seen, right? And in most cases, it'll be forgotten unless you just unleashing some shit that that you shouldn't. It's some shit that you shouldn't get on here and talk about. But it's good in a lot of cases. So it's free therapy. Use the shit. You know what I'm saying? Use the shit. I can get on. And then when you talking about stuff, sometimes you make people have to go back to kind of catch up with where you are right now. Because when I got on my sister's post this morning, right? When actually it was early afternoon, a couple minutes ago, I got on with her. She was talking about something she went through yesterday. So now, if I really want to know what's going on, I can go back and check. But since she's feeling better about it right now, then I don't have to go back to the past. I can stay right where she is. She happy, boom, let me throw some jokes on here for her. She feeling better right now, boom. All right, let me invite her to the toast. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool. But today, it's open lines. The lines are open at 614-556-4535. It's Toast and Talk. We can talk about what y'all want to talk about. We got a little bit of time. I want to apologize to the elders because I did not know. Let me put it this way. I should know. But I didn't know that it was per Ankh today. I said, shit, it's a free weekend. So I'm going to wake up early in the morning. I'm going to get up. I'm going to start working on this newsletter. I got a lot of pages that I didn't know that I had. So for those that don't know, in Gye-Nyame, we do a newsletter. And this is probably the 7th one. We do one a month. And I just got to go and do some finishing up on it and then upload it to our newsletter producer. And I'll be sending it out next week. For those that's waiting for the ambrosia will be ready probably by Ujima, because right now I just finished the first fermentation cycle. I'm moving into the second fermentation cycle where I am adding what you ordered. Like I got some people that ordered mango ginger. I got people who ordered the red. I got people that ordered, of course, Kwame's mix and ginseng. So I need to let those sit for about 3 days before I release them, because we will release no ambrosia before it's time. I want to make sure that everything you getting is quality, right? The best quality that I could provide you. So in order for the ingredients to really be in there, I like them to sit in there for a few days so that you can get the full feeling of, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting partial mango and partial. You getting full mango and ginger. I want the bacteria and the yeast to get up in that mango and up in that ginger and really suck up the essence of it so that when you drinking, you getting all of the benefits. Are you part of the email list served to get those announcements? I think I am, but I ain't see it. But you got to remember, when I go out of town, like last week and the week before last, I was planning to go out of town, so I've been slipping on my emails. Because when I do get them, the phone number is 614. I'm going to type it in for y'all. 614. You should know this number. 556-4535. Talk to Miss Aisha. You should know this number. This is the black signal. This is the black signal number. My fault. That's not the black signal number. That's, the black line, I guess, So the number is 614-556-4535. And those that want to get in on the contest, family, jump off Facebook, go to G&J Media Live. .live. G&J, let me type it up here. G&J, hold on. Because if I put it like that on there, it ain't going to go to everything. So let me click over here. This touch screen is cold-blooded. So I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to post it.
This call is being recorded.
Peace, what's going on?
Not that much. Do I gotta turn down?
Yeah, you gotta turn me down, baby. Because you can hear everything. You can hear everything on my side.
Okay.
All right. So you to get
All
on
right.
to get in on the contest, you go to gnjmedia.live, right, and then type in exclamation mark GNJ merch. Start getting those points, because as the points start getting building up, when somebody hit 1,000 points, they get that first free T-shirt. So what's going on, Miss Aisha? You joined us right before the toast. Go ahead.
Well,
Turn me
well,
down, girl. Turn me down in the
I mean, I
background.
shared a lot of things that I was. Hold on. You talk too loud. I'm sorry.
I don't be playing, girl.
All right, is that better?
There we
No,
go.
I'm not complaining. Okay, so obviously chiming in a little on the Facebook therapy. Facebook therapy. I found it first distasteful because, I think I've seen a lot of ways that it didn't seem therapeutic for real on this end. When people are seeing what you putting out, it can be kind of, especially the lives. Like I see a lot of lives where people just get on there and they're just there and playing music in the background. And I guess they're kind of like sharing their ambiance, which is actually not a bad thing. But I'm always I'm in a place in my life that I'm constantly looking for purposeful things, and so it did not feel purposeful to me. So for whatever reason, I was in my mode and, something said that I needed to share. Like, even though it kind of went against who I feel that I naturally am, I don't want to share. But I did. And I hit a space in the information that I was sharing that, made me get a little teary-eyed. And I was a little emotional. And but honestly, at the end of the day, I knew that what I was sharing was really important stuff. And I had to get it out of me. And it wasn't just for me,
Right.
but it was for me too. And when I went back and I looked at the video, and I'm like, wow, that was some good stuff. That was some good stuff, and then I had to do the follow-up. And the follow-up also I felt like was for me because number one, I'm sharing more. I'm trying to be that extroverted person that I usually am, but I'm usually only extroverted in comfortable atmospheres. And so there's a piece of me now that is trying to be a little bit more exposed. Not even that I naturally want to be that, but, I'm answering those calls to do the things that my ancestors are telling me to do when I'm here to do them, even if it's not what I think I would like to do. And so I had to give the upside of it, that the emotions and things that I'm going through or dealing with, they are natural, even though they felt so unnatural and I felt so alone yesterday. But the fact that my ancestors sent an angel, this woman I did not know yesterday, like I couldn't keep that from everybody. I had to share that.
So
I had to share that. But
I missed that part. What happened?
Well, okay, so while I was sitting in my car yesterday, I was right outside my house. So, the kids are inside, but they know when I'm having a moment that, just kind of let mom have her time. And I ended up making the post that I posted. Well, right after I was done making the post, this lady that worked at Spectrum, I will say her name because she is a fabulous woman named Phyllis. She was knocking at the door, and Layla was trying to handle it. My daughter, they're very protective over me. They don't care. So she was trying to handle it. She didn't want to let the lady talk to me. But the lady said all the right things, like, Mom, this lady wants to talk to you. So I go to talk to her. And just when I first walked up to her, her energy was so warm. And she received me. She was very comfortable to talk to. And she said some key things to me. When I said, I'm having a moment. I was very, I was quiet with what was going on, but I said enough to, let her know that I was definitely in a place at that time and didn't really feel like being bothered. But she was like, she just started saying things that I know only my ancestors know, because in a world that, in a country that Christianity is the first go-to, she didn't say, oh, you just need to pray and won't he do it or he'll come. And she didn't say none of those things. She said to me, when's the last time you did your grateful list? And then she said to me, and what are you doing to stay grounded? And she said the things that my heart of hearts would recognize that I done slipped off of, and things that I know that I should be doing that I'm not doing. And she's like, and what does your space for your ancestors look like? And so, I could not reject that. I knew my ancestors were talking through this lady, this angel that didn't know me, that it came and knocked on my front door type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we ended up having a very warming conversation, and I knew what I needed to do when I walked away. And they just low-key came and pulled me out of my funk. Like, it was amazing. It was amazing. So,
and you needed to share that.
I shared some of that on Facebook. You said what?
And you needed to share that. Because oftentimes, like...
Oh, yeah.
You had to. Because a lot of times, some of the stuff that we go through, like you said, is for you, but it's not just for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I often talk about people not really realizing that some of the stuff that we do, how can I put it? Some of the stuff that we do or that we get is not really for us, it's for others. But because we hogging it and we keep it close to our chest, we don't expose it. And since we don't expose it, other people miss the blessing that, you got a blessing. But sometimes by us sharing it, it allows others to receive the blessing. It's sort of like hiding your light up under a bushel, as they say in the scripture. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's kind of why I started doing years ago what I was doing, because before the streamings, I was doing the podcast, and a lot of that shit is for me, but I don't know. Like, for example, I had experience. This happened to me in several different occasions, but the one that pops up is when I was broadcasting, and you came up a couple of times when I would do Freestyle Fridays. I'll do the push-ups, Kwame, but I call it Freestyle Fridays, which would be now Freestyle Nias. And one day I did a show, and I was by myself, and it was a white girl, actually. She was sitting across from me, and I'm just doing my show, and she got up, she paid her bill, I seen her scribble a note, and she walked by me, and she dropped the note, and she said, and on the note it said, "You might think that nobody is listening to you, but keep doing what you're doing, because I heard everything you said, and I appreciate it." I mean, just little shit like that. You see what I'm saying? Just little things like that.
Wow.
And it's like, boom, I'm getting shit up off my chest, but I'm not knowing that it's possibly helping other people. Sister Regina, Kwame said, for you, that's the title of a book, Purposeful Things and Needful Things. When you was talking about how you wanted something to be done, how you didn't feel it was purposeful, you want to do purposeful things. He said that's a good title of a book. Sister Regina.
I received that, because I'm actually in the midst of possibly writing a book.
It's not as hard as some people think. I'm trying, during these times, baby, a book. See, Malcolm Gladwell just did a new book. I can't remember what the name of the book is. I just spoke about it the other day, but it's a written book, but he tells you in the book that it's better that you get the audio book, because he set up the book to be like a podcast. So it's more effective not to read it. It's better to listen to the book. So now books are not limited to just what you write. You can also do a whole audio book, and not even have to bring out the written piece if you don't want to. You could do a whole video book if you choose to do that. We're living in a time now with the technology we have that the whole concept of book is being flipped up on its head. So some of us that may have information to give, but we might not be good writers, good performers, perform your book. You know what I'm saying? Perform your book.
Yeah.
Sister Regina says, sharing increases your own blessings. Blessings times blessing equals blessing squared. Go ahead, Sister Regina. That's one of those y'all babies out there. Giving it up for the y'all babies. Kwame say Gladwell writes a book almost every other week. How can you recall all his book titles? Because the books be good as hell, man. I should remember his book title because his books. Anybody out there that's reading Malcolm Gladwell's latest book, don't post it up so I can know what it is. It's a real good read if you haven't had an opportunity to check it out, and it's better on audio. So, Sister Aisha was joining us for the conversation, the Facebook therapy. How many of y'all out there use Facebook as a therapeutic tool? Go and save money on the goddamn psychiatrist and just, but we know there's a lot of people out here posting foolishness. I'm just talking about those individuals out here who have a message or have something that's close to your heart. Because another piece about Facebook and YouTube, what you start finding out is that you're not the only one going through. Because I heard you today say that you felt so alone, and one of the things I wanted to reach out to you and say is that in most of the shit that we go through, almost 99% of the shit that we go through, we are never alone in this shit because other people are going through it too, and that's what Facebook has enabled us to do. It has enabled us to be able to reach out and find other people that are going through stuff like us so that either one, we can experience it together, or two, if they have already experienced it, they can help walk us through. What is you over there wrestling something? What's going on over there? You fighting? Who you fighting?
It's Alexa fighting the boxes that the groceries came in.
Oh, okay.
I apologize.
I'm like, oh, God. Do I need to call the police? All right. So, lines are open. Number is 614-556-4535. Open conversation, family. Right now, we are on 55645. Right now, we are on Facebook therapy. But also, we could talk about some miraculous things that popped up for you. You know what I'm saying? It's Toast and Talk Imani. We ain't even did the toast yet. So I'm going to give y'all some time to think about some of the stuff y'all want to talk about. I'm about to toast up these ancestors. Then after we toast up the ancestors, we can continue with the conversation. I know somebody going to call in while I'm toasting. And no problems. I could do 2 or 3 things. And this just invite us to dinner, groceries and all. Kwame want to know if you invite people to dinner since you got all these groceries popping off and stuff. Oh, she done went silent on us, Kwame.
That means you want me to stop doing accounting and cook.
You got a grown baby over there. She know how to cook.
Oh, so now you want to put my children to work?
Goddamn right. That's what they for.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it.
Call in 96.
More space.
Right. You shit. Everybody need more space in these times. Hell, in a minute, and shit. If the cuts go the way that the great pumpkin wants, many of us gonna be shacking up. We're gonna have to put 2 families in 3 bedrooms. See, I'm always.
That was one of the things I was talking about yesterday.
It was?
Curious about this daggone apartment building. Like, I'm ready for this communal living. It's hard for us to make the next moves that we need to make as a community because our finances are all spread thin. And most of us don't even really understand what it means to live within our means, number one. And the first thing we do when we get a raise, our money is not spent purposefully. It's to upgrade our car, upgrade our living arrangements, and we're not looking at how to make it collective. And it's time for us to stop being that selfishness and talk about what you can still have your own car. Why don't we put in on this apartment building and freaking renovate it, make a child care space upstairs at the top of it, do a daggum garden on the top roof of it, live on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th row, and then have an administrative part and and a dojo is on the base of it.
Did she say
I mean, it's just so
dojo?
many different things that can be done. But
Right.
yes, I said a dojo on the first level where we are trained to protect ourselves and our family and our community, and then administrative office where we're dealing with our community, our finances, our just the paperwork of it, not the bank, obviously,
Right.
but just the paperwork of it. We have our little tax office, or whatever other offices and services that we may have to do with paperwork. We have it in that part of the building.
Right.
But this building can function and create for itself, and we live in it, and we have our child care services, whether it be just the elders in our community, the mothers that want to be home, but they ain't got to worry about no rent because they taking care of the kids. And those young people like myself, I'm still a worker bee, creating the money. And then like yourself, you still going out and have a job, but you might not even be needing a job. You might be working in the dojo on your schedule or whatever have you. I'm ready, Hakim. Like, I'm tired. I'm not tired of working. I'm tired of just feeling like my stuff is just, I'm in this rat race that everybody else is in. And it's like, why are you so comfortable with this rat race? What is the end all? What are we doing this for?
You feel like, because this is what I'm saying. This is Facebook therapy. Because you feel like a hamster on a goddamn wheel. No matter how fast you go, no matter how you know what I'm saying, no matter how better your reps become, you still on the wheel, and it's like you feel like you standing still. See, and you're not by yourself out on that one. A lot of us out here feel the exact same way. It's like, but it's designed like that. So the question comes, when are we going to start designing a lifestyle where we can start having more control? And one of the major things that bleed wealth away from us is these rent situations we in. These rent and some of these mortgages for houses that are too big or in some cases too small for us. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. I hear you. I'm just always in this. I'm always in this. But, I experimented with that. And our people, man, it's just like, unfortunately, there's going to have to be, well, this is my opinion. In my opinion alone. So I don't want to say what has to be, but I feel that there has to be something so drastic, something very drastic has to happen before we start really realizing what our true financial situations are. It has to be, something has to hit so hard that we are forced to have to start relying on each other once again. You know what I'm saying? Believing in and trusting in each other once again. Being able to bring our children together and create healthy environments because we don't have a choice, no other choice but to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like right now, many of us, we don't. You know what I'm saying? And I know since you're doing taxes, you get to see how much people really making. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
right.
How you doing all?
And believe me, I don't care how much money you making. Everybody's in the rat race right now. Everybody that I've done taxes for, or if they're not in a rat race, there's like 2 paychecks from a rat race a month. So many people were affected by that government shutdown. That was an eye opener for a lot of people. I'd like to believe.
Right.
How uncomfortable you should feel even at your job, because that place could get. Anything can happen to that place, and your whole way of living, your whole lifestyle is dependent upon that job. That new car you just got, it's attached to that job.
Right. The mortgage attached
People
to the job.
People don't see it.
They don't see it.
Right, exactly.
But like I said, we gotta keep fighting. And unfortunately, like I'm saying, I'm getting to a point where I'm getting, it's like we might be another 15 years out from people seeing shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I've been waiting a long time. You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably going to have to wait a little bit longer now because of some of the situations that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I've been always, because one of the hashtag is, we got hashtag Gye-Nyame, what's it called? Gye-Nyame Project. Because I was looking at, I live in a housing complex. And they sell these complexes for like $2 million, but it's like 100 to 115, let's say 100 to 150 units. You know those type of, you know what I'm talking about. Where it's like, it's basically a whole block of apartment complexes that's owned by one realtor company. And they take care of the maintenance and stuff like that. They used to call them condos, but now it's just fancy projects and shit. But I don't see, I would love to raise funds to just buy one of these, because you got your own boating block. You got in the middle of it, you got your own entertainment little piece there. You got in some of them, you got swimming pools there and shit. Just being able to have something like that we could make affordable for us. You know what I'm saying? But then once again, the training and stuff that we have to go through, because some of the mind states of some of the people that would want to be involved, we have to slowly shift that, because we'll have people moving in with some bullshit that will be dangerous for some of the children that we're bringing up. But let me get to this. Let me get to these libations. And now you started talking good, girl. The whole moving in together type thing. No, I'm serious. That's the shit. You already know. That's what I call. Gye-Nyame tribe was built on me being able to provide space for young people. You know what I'm saying, to come. And in some cases older people too. They always had a plate to eat, stuff like that. Right. Most times.
And it don't cost all this extra money just for people to live. Of course, we all have to contribute to our needs, but
hell yeah,
our contributions should be worth the things that they actually are worth, instead of, how many dollars can it make? I just got done working this 9-to-5 job, and it will consume my whole 9 to 5, where I could not deal with my customers, my own clients that I had, because by the time I come home, I'm pooped, and yet my bills still aren't paid. So, they're thinking more about my minutes, because this was not a job that was on the pay grade that I deserved. It was more something that I grasped out of desperation, like trying to survive, because a series of events happened in my life. And I found myself underwater, And so as me trying to get myself together, which everything happens for a reason, so I was so grateful for it, because I was still able to keep from drowning.
Right.
But, and going into a level of depression that I probably could have gone without something demanding me to be up and out the house and at a job by 8 o'clock every morning. You know what I'm saying? I just went all kinds of places mentally. But, so I did that. But as I'm working the job, and I'm like, oh my God, it's cool. I'm going to get a promotion. I'm going to meet the right people, da-da-da-da-da. But every day of the job, not only was it igniting my anxiety, and I'm sitting in this little confined space, and I'm trying to, clock my hours, and I'm not used to clocking my hours. Like, if I gotta go pee, dadgummit, I gotta go pee, and then I gotta think about, my hours, my minutes aren't matching it, and I'm like, what the, if they don't look at how I'm dealing with these people and understand that I'm almost a walking therapist, I done experienced all this stuff, yet I have a plethora of human resources, administrative, and executive skills, I just felt so confined. It was ridiculous. And it was funny, because I ended up going to the mayor's conference, right? Uh-huh. And I had called off work to go to this mayor's conference. And so I'm at the conference, and I see my supervisor. And I walked up to that man. I said, you know what? I know you. I shook his hand and everything. I'm here. Because if you don't see my skill set, somebody else will. I don't need you to do, you do what you're supposed to do. And that's keep me, some cash in my bank account. But your purpose is not this. I'm here for the same reason you are. And I'm looking for a better opportunity for myself. Because I deserve that. But
who's that talking?
The conference.
Aisha.
Hey, Aisha.
Hi, who is that?
That's Shaka.
I knew it. I heard his voice. How are you doing, Shaka?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Oh, amazing. But I'm going to make this point real quick, and I'm going to be done. But when I went to the conference, and I'm sitting on the panel, I actually was on the panel, and I'm sitting next to these lenders and thinking, I was kind of wondering, like, why did they put me on the panel with lenders, bankers and stuff? And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm the person that you need to come to before you go to the bankers. And a kind of light went off in my head, and it's like, I don't have to do this for the bankers. First of all, I do this for the people. But I'm not even doing this for the people in the capacity that I really should be doing. And so I came up with this idea and this plan that I cannot divulge here. But It was a whole other thing a whole other light that went off, and it was like, it's time to go. I cannot be in that space. I'm not being able to cultivate the things that are supposed to be pouring out of me. And so I talked to my supervisor, and I ended up putting on, my notice, and I left. But yeah, it's so much that has poured into me over the last. My answers, I've been wide open the last 2 weeks. And it's so much stuff that I need to share with you personally, as a matter of fact, I feel. Because now I have an idea that we actually can do that will help us get, maybe at least around $500,000. And that's what maybe five people maybe, you know what I'm saying? And so it's definitely a level of sacrifice, but I mean, it is serious, and it's really willing to work through it and stick together and help each other and protect each other. We can walk out of this with $500,000 to do something with. Like right now, none of us really have anything to do anything with, no real working capital, and unfortunately, that's the world and society that we're living in right now. And I can see where my purpose ties into that, because I know some of the ins and outs, and if I don't know it, I have the group of people that know it. But I mean, we have to start using this information, or I will continue to feel stressed with it. Like, we gotta do something with this information. I got to. And and that's why I was saying with the conversations about our relationships, yes, our relationships are very important, but we need to have conversation as to how to do better, not sit and talk about what men do and what women do. Okay, well, what are we going to take this conversation and do better? And I'm tired, and I have a location for us as women where all we want to sit around and talk about what men are doing with their winky. Like, I'm tired of it. I really don't give a damn what you do with it. But are you going to do the things that we need you to do? And are you available to put your life on the line for these families? Back in the day, that was not a struggle for us. And it has become the forefront of every conversation about women and men, is what the men are doing with their things. And it's like, wait a minute. First of all, we have the ability to cultivate what that man does. And it don't come with your mouth moving. You know what I'm saying? And then we have a way to cultivate what we want out of our children. And if we focus on the right things, we would not be harping, and we wouldn't have time to be bitter about the wrong things, because we'd be busy working on some other things. So I think I'm done.
All right. So,
No,
hold on. Shouts out to Mr. Navita. Call in if you want to. The number is 614-556-4535. It's open conversation. We just got done talking about Facebook therapy. Sister Aisha also took us into talking about possible communal living. And also some financial opportunities that may be available for groups that are willing to do some work. So call in. Let's have some conversation. Brother Shaka, you up on the mic.
right on. So, so the basis of Sister Aisha's contributions is about communal living. Of course, I've been on that path for a long time, and now establishing some territory to break grounds and doing so. I wanted to touch back on a piece that she was describing in a job situation she was in, where sometimes you feel like your skill set is overlooked or taken for granted. One of the, I wrote a song a long time ago called "Bring It Back," and Hot Tim, you hear me perform this song at every event just as an opener. But one of the lines that I say in the song is, "Poverty is just a state of mind, but spiritual wealth is of the divine." And a lot of times people don't even address the idea of spiritual wealth. And what is spiritual wealth? If it's something that you cannot see, is it something that you can own? If it's something that you can own, is it equitable in your existence? And the answer is that if you make it equitable in all your relations, then it is the standard in your universe. And I think that comes down to being regarded in the relationship, your immediate relationships with those who believe in who you are and those who challenge you to be that all the time. Not to fit you into a box of a placeholder to function only in their world. Right now, what I aim for is for relationships that are all based on a shared incentive of being in each other's universe. So if in my narrative I have a respectable ideal of who you are, and I treat you as that. If we reciprocate, then what else can we ask of each other? And in doing so, we're constantly blessing each other with understanding and with the belief that whatever we set our minds to do in cooperation, we are able to do. But there still has to be order. There's still a protocol to be able to come into these higher level functions. Because let's just get to the basic level of functionality, which is residing within our communities with functionality. All right. And so I'm going to let up on it just a little bit to let you respond.
Who respond? I'm just listening. Open the mic, open lines. 614-556-4535. I want to welcome you to the journey. I
thought you might wanted to sing a song or do a rap or something like that, Tim.
I was about to freestyle, man. I was on my way, man. I was about to start, but first I got to welcome them because I didn't do, I want to make sure, you are in the congregation of the mighty, the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Anime, you on strike again or something? You sound kind of... This is a Heart of a Simple production. Of course, this is the Daily Toast. And of course, this is Toast&Talk Imani. Where we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Alright, family. We're going to have a discussion. What's on your mind? See, she opened it up. She opened it up, actually. 20 minutes before we started talking, because she go live, and I, if I'm free, I'll go and check. I'm checking on my family. I check on my family. Y'all might not see me on Facebook all the time. I'm usually just posting up stuff, but if I see somebody that I love doing a live, I'm clicking in. Sometimes I click in for a minute. Sometimes I can stay a little bit longer. So I want to make sure that everybody's all right, because I do understand that Facebook is a place where some of us use it for therapy. Some of us trying to spread our message. You know what I'm saying? So I want to support as much as I possibly can. And I want to encourage all of y'all. See, because like for example, Kwame says, Sister Aisha says, let's talk about purposeful things. Right? That's a book. That's a possible book. Something, it could be an e-course. I don't give, you know what I'm saying? We can help you here at the meeting. We family. We can help each other with stuff, because we have, how can I put it? We're moving into an age where information is a new currency. And I have so much information flowing around me from people, and I'm saying, how can we refine this treasure and make it available to the world? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what
Hey, hi, Tim.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to show you how quickly the universe responds, and I want to kind of just take a glimpse. And man, this has been happening. You mention it so many times, and I think sometimes when we tell our little stories, it goes over the heads of. And what I want to talk about is the power of manifestation, because yesterday, we had an all-out conversation about rental relationships. Right. The landlord-tenant relationships. And I know it kind of it hit a nerve. It hit a nerve with you.
No,
right?
Not?
And so
I just
today,
wanted to know what you was doing. But go ahead.
I wanted to.
I just wanted to be clear on what you was doing. After that, I'm cool.
Oh yeah.
After I was clear, because we came up with clarity. Shit, you have an excellent plan. Shit, I I'm thinking about doing that shit now. I'm like, hey. But go ahead. But I won't rent to your ass. Let's just say that.
Hey. Now check this out though. So I happen to within our conversation, I text someone that I know, and that's someone who I spoke of before. It goes way back to our Joe from Brooklyn conversation. And there's a guy who owns about 30 complexes in Cleveland. And I just texted him. I said, you know what? I'm done renting. I got this little bit of scratch in my pocket, and I want to invest in a house. All right. He thought about it thoroughly. And remember, the first line in the text is, I'm done renting. Well, here's the piece. The guy sees where I'm at. He knows what I can do. He's known me for over a decade here in Cleveland Heights. And he says, look, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you rent this whole house for a fraction of rent. Because I know when you step in the house, you have a skill set that will reflect the integrity of this dwelling. And so you get with my property manager. You let them know the materials that you need. You pay your own utilities. And you pay this for however long you want to be in the property.
How many bedrooms? And
this will allow you to go in 3 bedrooms plus an attic and a basement and a washer and dryer.
Oh, you got the washer and dryer in there?
Now keep him. Yeah.
Let me call him and tell her you better take. Hold on, where my phone at? You better take that shit out of there, homie. You messing with the wrong one. But go ahead.
Hey,
you had to be there yesterday to
so
know what we're talking
this,
about.
Man.
Now I was talking to the audience. Y'all had to be there yesterday to know what we talking about. But go ahead.
Right. But dig this. Not only is that an excellent scenario anywhere, but it happens to be upon, the house is the only house, there's 2 houses actually, on this business district where now all I have to do is put my signage up. And so I'm working on the sign right now, Hatim, that's red, black, and green. And in the red part, it's going to say Baba Shaka's Red June. And the black part, it's going to say the Black Phoenix Artist Society. And in the green part, it's going to have Life Matters Entertainment. Now, this is a business district in a neighborhood where yearly they do this thing called Porch Fest.
What,
and I have the most fest? Central porch.
No, what's the name of the
porch?
fest?
Like your.
No, I know a porch. What type of
it's
festival?
It's called. So the festival is a performance event all weekend long.
Okay.
Where they choose designated porches to do performances off of. Well, the porch that I have is the central one on the entire stretch. And so, as the community has already invested in creating somewhat of an arts district, right now I'm right in the center of an art of an art district in its infancy. And so everything that I wanted to do with that church,
you could do now.
I can do right from where I'm at. First, by stabilizing my household right in the center of everything. And you know what I mean?
Right.
And so this is it, man. This is it. And so I hope I didn't just bore your audience with the story, but coming from yesterday to today,
shit happens.
We put some energy out in the universe.
That's right. Along with some ambrosia and a toast, family. Listen, this shit is real. once you plug in, you gotta get ready, cause shit starts happening. We calling on our loved ones to come out, and since you joining us for the toast, not only are you just saluting your ancestors, you saluting other people's ancestors, and they're looking to help us. They're looking to open doors. You know what I'm saying? This is lineage therapy. It ain't just about you. It's about generations in the past, generations in the future. We have all that energy right here, right now. And like I said, Shaka is giving you a model of it. You know what I'm saying? Gye-Nyame is giving you a model of it. Sister Aisha just demonstrated, because she hell, on face, she said, fuck it. I'm on a panel that my supervisor is coming to see. Fuck that job. Let me go on out here and get my hustle on. Family, we got to understand, it's happening for us. It's just a matter. It's just a matter of us. You look nice today, Gina. It's just a matter of us moving, doing work. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's happening out there, because I ain't going to be one of those to be like, we ain't doing nothing. When you're around people like that, get up and leave. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they don't hear you. Look, we doing something. I'm part of something that's doing something, blah, blah, blah. And then when you look around and the shit is being done and you don't see those people, you can understand why. Right? Of course, shit is not being done for you. You don't see it because you're not participating in it. And you're not participating in it because in most cases, you don't want to do nothing. You want to be able to sit around and say, we aren't doing nothing. But family, start excluding yourself. Those of you that are daily toasters, start excluding yourself from those circles where motherfuckers is talking about we. You know what I'm saying? Because this we're doing something. You know what I'm saying? Because like I go back to the camping trip when I just threw out, and it was, I ain't even going to say it was a joke. It was just a wild wish. Look at this old cut. Because what happened that morning was Deshaun looked at me. I call him royalty. He looked at me. He said, man, this damn grill don't work. I said, well, shit, we brought them wrong. Our grill is red. That's an old grill. And plus, our other grill is old as fuck. And I just looked at the camera while I was doing the show, and I said, family, we need a grill. And the response was incredible. And in fact, I was told by my business manager, the Gye-Nyame pimp, I ain't gonna say no names. She said, and it's a she, before she slapped me around a little bit, she said, you went and bought the damn thing too early. I said, damn. I said, what you mean? I had to send people's money back. And I want you to understand, because when we do shit, we like to use the word like, because integrity, right? People were still sending money in when I went to go get this shit. Because I went and bought it, my crew felt that it was the responsible and the right thing, which it was, the meiotic thing, to send money back after we went out and got it. So please understand, family, it's happening. It's real here. The energy is flowing. All we got to do is start directing it. That's it. Just start directing it. Oh,
and
go ahead.
And let me say this, is that what we have to focus on a lot of times before we jump off into our venture is making sure that all of our product and services, stop second guessing ourselves. I'm out here carving this wood, and you know how many orders I got in of folks that's just like, well, can you do this for me now? And now it's like, hey, you have to understand what it is that you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. There's people, I was at the range, and there's people that want me to customize their grips on their firearms. And bruh, I never even thought about that part of the hustle. I never even thought about it. But every time you show up and you show out, this is what comes back. And we have to be able to create the catcher's mitt. And sometimes the catcher's mitt means that we have to have people that believe in us, that's willing to sit down and generate leads for us. close deals for us. And that takes trust, because if what we want to do is just be, in our lane and extend our craft, we need to create community around us that's ready to receive it. And that's how we get bigger, because right now, if I had someone booking a symbiotic ciphers, that means that they get 15% off of everything that they book before the event even happens, right? If somebody is out there promoting the campaign where you can record on the music and get it online on Spotify and all, that's a whole different piece. But I don't want to get too individualized in this conversation. Just know that whatever your craft is, it takes others outside of us to close deals that we're not able to. And that's just artist protocol. It makes no sense for me as an artist to be on the line closing every deal, because A, it looks like I don't have the support of others, and B, that's what resonates. You need to have a witness. You need to have people that believe in you, who are testifying on your behalf of the integrity of your work.
All right, so now, after we get done with the toast, let's talk about how to build that. You understand? We're gonna go a little bit into how to build that, but I want to do this toast. But before I get to the toast, I gotta do some commercials. Speaking of closing shit. All right, family, I want to make sure that everybody out there knows. I need you to, if you could, please go to freegnjecourse.com. That's freegnjecourse.com. Learn about Gye-Nyame journey. Learn how we put shit together. Learn how we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Come and join us and build with us. Or, start your own tribe. We need other people out here that we could partner up with. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not a closed lane. You know what I'm saying? There's enough room for all of us to be doing something. Because hell, what's wrong with several different groups of us talking about getting an apartment complex, or doing like Sister Navita always talk about? Sister Navita says she want to conquer a whole city. Why not get Whitehall? You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. I mean, and a lot of people be like, but it's definitely possible.
Hey, and I tell them, listen, when you talk about that, you remember I told you about the one sister down south that she opened up a bar inside of a plaza that had no other residents there.
No.
Wait, she opened up a clothing store first, and then she opened up a restaurant, and then she opened up a dance club, and she like, the more of my family that's owning businesses in this plaza, we got the whole town on lock, because this plaza is designed strictly to do what these Fortune 500 companies have been doing forever, just cookie cutter, building up a Home Depots and Lowe's, and you got the same Fortune 100 companies just plastering the whole country with this cookie cutter industry. If we can do just one, then we can do two. If we can do two, then we can do 20. You understand? So, but getting the one community down first is really where we at right now.
Right. So go and check out Gye-Nyame. Go and check out the free Gye-Nyame Journey e-course. It gives you some of the basics behind it. And also, like I said, it gives you the tools to build, or the tools to become part of our family a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's simple. Simple but complicated. But it's simple. It can be done. And also, make sure you go and check out our merch. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit of merch. Sister Navita got some stuff that she's going to be posting up there as well. If she don't eat. I mean, because she possibly might want to do her own thing too. So, boom. She got her designs that I'm going to help her post up as well. And that's what we do. We got to help each other. And last but not least, family, the tip jar. Do not forget the tip jar, right? Because everything we do, Sasha said, what is the tip jar? The tip jar allows you to send money if you like what we doing here right now. You go to the tip jar. I'm about to post it up. Hold on. I'm about to post it up. You go to the tip jar. And you be like, well, shit, I'm not where you are, or, I don't want to buy no merch. I don't want the merch. I don't necessarily like the Daily Toaster shirt. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to support what y'all do at Gye-Nyame Journey, as far as the camping trips, as far as the mall, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? How can we help? Well, it's a simple tip jar. You got different amounts that you could give, and we would greatly appreciate all of it, because all of it goes back. I have to go on and do the shit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm constantly pulling up out and other people in Gye-Nyame are constantly pulling up out our pocket to make sure that we stay afloat. I'm just scared for tax time about this time, so I'll be calling somebody that was on the line later on, because taxes is about to be a motherfucker. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Last but not least, on October 26th, I will be posting up the flyer, and we will be boosting it. On October 26th, we will be doing the G&J Mall, once again at the Millennium Community School. Family. Listen, we have to start getting the support, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to do this. We have to start showing up and showing out. So we need for y'all to really, really get on board. Shouts out to my sister, Miss Monica. Call me. We got a fellow sister in need. I know. So let me get some time, because I know what you're talking about, because I seen it on I reached out in my way. I got you. Man. All right. So. And I don't want to add the name to the list until because she got to go through her process. But I know what you're talking about, Monty. And I hope I know what you're talking about, because I hope it ain't no other shit popped off. But anyway, family, we're about to get into this toast. I want to thank y'all for taking the time, for joining me. I got some new ambrosia, that young ambrosia. Now, family, although I will not be shipping out the personal orders, I do have the young ambrosia. Now, those of you that are in Columbus, let me say this to you. There's nothing like the young ambrosia, and I don't have to let the original sit as long as the ones sucking up the flavors of the personal orders. So I can ship out some original bottles right now, because I have started using cork tops. And Shaka, let me tell you something about these cork tops. Cork tops, man. Listen. This bottle, where's it at? This bottle right here, I've been sipping on this for almost a month. I haven't made none in almost over a month. I've been sipping on this bottle, and there's something about how the cork seals that allows, for some reason, it does not age as rapidly. Maybe it could be the weather change. I don't know. But it was incredible, Shaka. And it held off the vinegar part of the process for a very long time. So I'm shipping mine now with the cork top. And it's actually cork. Ooh,
okay, now, so it's different than the corks that I was using.
Yeah. See, you was using, well, no. Because I think yours had the cork, but you had the little where you could push it down in and would hold it. But this is the whole, if you go to YouTube or Facebook, you can see it's just a big.
How much did you pay for a corker?
Oh, I ain't get the corker. I'm not putting it down there like, no. Not yet. Now, I do want to do,
okay.
We're going to get to a point where we're doing specialty bottles, and I will buy the corker for that. But I want to get up to at least being able to push out we won't do that until I'm able to, between what I'm doing here and what you're doing up there in Cleveland, I want us to be able to do 100 gallons a month before we have to go and do something.
Tim, you know what?
Go ahead.
Send me your label, and I will make you one of these bubbly poppers that I put on my Red June. All right.
You talking about the wood thing?
However many you need. Yeah.
All right. Shit, I'm gonna need that for something else though.
Yeah.
I need coins. I need.
You need coins?
I need wood coins.
Oh, I got you.
All right, hold on.
Just let me know what to mention. And I make
exactly.
Listen. When I make those, see, here's the piece: is that when I make my tabs, I make coins by default because I got to cut that circle out anyway to go around the bottleneck.
All right. So
So if you need coins, you just need to.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So give me a second. Give me a
Yeah.
second.
You just need. Yep.
All right. So, but we about to go and do this toast, and we got this young ambrosia, and I make it. You know, I'm always long-winded. What I was just trying to say, family, was that because I'm using the cork tops now, and the cork will pop out before the bottle explode, I can ship out, at least locally, I can ship out the bottles of original a lot sooner. So if you want to sample, because this shit's still talking. Hold on. It's still talking. Look at that. If you listen closely, you can hear it. It's still talking. Right? And with the cork top, I could send it out, and you could get to sample some ambrosia at its youngest. And that's what because I'm telling you, look, ambrosia is good at whatever level it is. But there's nothing, and you get Shaka will agree, there's nothing like it when it first comes out. Oh my God. For the first couple of days, see, because a lot of y'all don't get it because we can't ship it out like that because the way we cap the bottles, that shit will blow up. Because it's still in the heart of the process. But now that I got a method where I can ship it out like that, shit, it's coming. So some of y'all gonna be able to get it like
Tim, I'm gonna give you.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you this little gem right quick, and so you'll understand what I'm saying to you. I've developed a process where I keep my red June on the mother indefinitely, because the difference between the red and the ambrosia is that with the red tea content, it's non-caffeinated, so it never gets bitter. My process,
so hold on. So
I'm able to,
the tea that you're using doesn't have caffeine in it.
Not the red tea. I'm still using the basis of a green tea so that the fermentation is taking place.
Okay.
All right.
So you leave
it. But what I'm doing is when I bottle now, I'll put 50% of the mature and 50%
of the old.
Of the non fermented.
Oh.
So when I put it under pressure after 3 days, it's doing exactly what it needs to do, and it's keeping its sweetness over that period of time that you're talking about.
Question. So
right?
Question.
So
wait, hold on. So in your process, you got the fermented that you're mixing with the unfermented. The unfermented, is it sweet or is it just a tea? Have you sweetened that?
It's just a tea and honey.
Okay, cool. So it got the sweetener in it. So what you're doing is you're you're starting a whole nother process. But now this is the danger.
Right.
See, now I don't know how long you experiment with this, but this is the danger. When you put that younger tea in with that active, in with that mature, they gonna start eating.
Yeah.
They're not going. The mature is going to start eating up the honey and start transforming, and that's what forms the carbon that causes the pressure in the bottle. So you still got a time limit on that, and you need to test that time limit because, like I said, I could be wrong.
Right.
Test the time limit because people will be having that shit sitting on it and have it sitting on their porch and walk out one day and.
No. Yeah, I get what you mean, and I've been working on that process for the past year.
So and it's working.
So it's finally to the point where if I don't get no reaction over the initial 72 hours, it's really a matter of making sure that everybody knows how to keep it from there.
There you go.
Because if I give it to them, yeah.
Because the one now, family, this is and this is something before, and I'm gonna go into the toast. With the process that me and Shaka is using, we are not putting anything in our drink that would deaden or slow down the process. What's happening is when you go to the store and y'all buy kombucha at the store, their process is being stopped because you can add chemicals that will stop the process. It is still
their product is a joke,
right? It is still taste like because it is a fermented drink. It is still taste, but a lot of the live parts of it are no longer alive because that's the only way you keep some shit bottled up and ship it out without having explosions in the bottles because this is a live food. It's a live thing. But anyway,
right?
We ain't gonna hold you up with all that. Let me go on and let's go and get to this. So, family, we lift up.
Did you already say your ancestors?
No, we ain't said ancestors yet. Gina G. Gina G wanna be in. She trying to rush me because I'm supposed to take them somewhere. But anyway, back to what we was talking about. Back to grown folk business.
No, but it's not.
When grown folks is talking, we raise our glass to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call the Creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that Creator by whatever name you choose to call the Creator. And we say, Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? And you know where we go. We go to our list of our ancestors and we raise it up. We raise it up. We salute and we move to that list. And we say, Miles Brown, Mizan, Robert Tex, and Davis, Robert and Tex, and Davis, Herman Brown, Senior, Rosalie Tilly, George and William, Walter, Chris, Pendergast, and Annalene, Uncle Chris, and Fiend, Cleveland, and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Jenny Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pimenel, No More X, Pat Ma Rob, Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ageni, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rhodes, Sterling and Lucy Wright there, Pulling the List Brothers, Miss Eda Brooke Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Patrick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Jonathan Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, William Ford, George Gibson, Nana Brother Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renneman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Del Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Burt Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Uncle Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Evelyn, Theodis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Linda Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Anna Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Project Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, May Marshall, Pia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amitet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Ellen Ohio, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Mel Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dylan Mountain Aries, Gina Ruth Jones, Janet Callahan, William Walter West, Nigel Parrish, Elder Basiji Falani, Jim Robson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DePretis Hines, Inez Bostic, Anna Bostic, Winifred Scanterberry, Wilson Hadley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Kennedy, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gatson, Jay Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Akabuki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkins Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Dorr, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca Ellis Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet, Tom McKay, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Senior Mally Miller, Holly Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Nene Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Erton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Beth Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.A. Bradley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders. Go upstairs, make sure your sister got a shirt. Y'all gonna need jackets too.
Already got jacket.
All right, I'm talking about her. Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony is real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Dan Irvin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javon McCormick, Robert Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, Imani Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby
McClendon.
good memory, girl, good memory. See, she in training. She might be the child that take my place. Keep the legacy going. We have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, Aunt Sis. Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis. We got Shaka McNair. We got Anthony Brown. We got Lottie Gaucher. We got Jonathan Ford, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James, Jimmy Johnson, Jip Barbara, Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Todd, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Sade Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Denise Goray, Nathaniel Hassan Turner. Khalid is in transition, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Archie Gripper, Dominique Nichols. You better stop. What you doing? Ruth Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. Henry Monger III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, also and Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Aulau T. Sue Walton. These your people. This is your grandmother's mother's or your great grandmother's family line. Dan Walton, Aulau T. Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem Nkomo, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, also known as Dr. Karimi Mackey, Victor Bolton.
Why don't you put power on there?
Power's a dog. These are people. You know what I'm saying? I salute Power in different ways. Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White Talton, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Jocelyn Carl White, Desi Woods, T-Lar Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamira Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Ethel Lane, Ethel Marshall. We raise up our glass and we say, Ashe, family, 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 family. Once again, we raise up the glass and we salute the present moment. We are on the moment of Imani. Imani, give it up for the Imani born. Yeah, baby. Shout out to all you Imani born family. I want you to activate your reticular formations right now. Fire them up. Right? We are looking for Imani. We're hunting down Imani. Where is it active in our community? Where is it active in your life? You know, look in your life. Look all around you because these principles are popping up all around you. Our ancestors are active now. We already activated them. We activate them. So they're out here right now. The energy is out here. So now all we got to do is start identifying and teaching ourselves how. Identify. Start teaching ourselves how to find our principles. We have to retrain ourselves to see what is beneficial for us. All right? We have to retrain ourselves. So we need to be looking for Imani. So get out there and find Imani. For those that don't speak the language, Imani means faith. The demonic principle of the day is harmony. The principle we teach the young people in the M7 is trust. The color is red, as you can see by my red cat N t-shirt. See that? Look at that beautiful phoenix up in there. Got Gye-Nyame. I almost bring tears. Yeah, you don't. I almost bring tears to my eyes just thinking about it. The hermetic law today is gender. Male name today is Kwesi. Female name is Akasua. All right? So we raise up our glass. We salute and we say Ashe. From there we move to our children. Our children's children.
On to infinity.
That's right. We saluting our children in advice and we in advance and we say Ashe. From there, family, move to all of our relations and we toast them and we say
Ashe.
From all of our relations, we move to that selfish toast. What is it that you need right now in this moment to move towards your greater self?
Food.
We toast and we say Ashe.
Ashe.
Last but not least, where my glass? I'm gonna use this. We raise up our glass to the most magnificent, most beautiful, most wise, most intelligent, most powerful being in the room. And you know what that is?
You.
That's you. We lift it up and we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. We wish you peace, power, joy in 100 years. And with that, I'm taking a sip.
Cheers.
We say, Cat in. Lord have mercy. I'm telling you, y'all got to try some of this young ambrosia. My God. Lord have mercy. Y'all can hear Shaka. He up there drinking some of that red June. So we done did the toast. So now, taking the conversation to where Shaka wanted to take it to. How do we form the networks that can support our work? One love to you as well, Brother Kwame. We send the energy out to Brother Kwame. Kind of low on his energy. We trying to get him up. And, you know, hey, you ain't going to drink all my ambrosia, girl. This grown folks talk. Hit it. Y'all want to go? I'll wait till after we get in the car.
All right, so let's talk about the process. And let's put our processes to work. Now, Hatem, I'm going to tell you something that you already know. Is that really, to work with me, you got to go through this whole little just listening to where I'm coming from so you understand the scope of my mind state, right? So you understand how my mind functions. Now, it took us years. it took us years to get to that point where we were able to interface with each other to be able to flourish in each other's world. And so I would say that my process starts off with believing, being in the state of belief at all times, because no matter if I'm in your world or you're in mine, we know who we are in each other's narrative. And we respect, and because we respect who we are in each other's narratives and each other's lives, it's easy to trust that we're going to uphold the character or the standard of that role and that position with one another. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And that can only be had through understanding. And so that's a part of community that we have to take the time, because that's the time for speculation. The time for speculation is when we are sharing the stories and we're sharing our narratives with others, and we give time to listen to theirs as well. So it's not always just going to be the Shaka show or the Hatim show or the Navita show or what. Sometimes we gotta take time in the flesh to hear out those stories, and especially since this platform, it happens all the time. We need to create the character of our community and the frequency of our community to be able to have those just as well. So we have to be trailblazers and inviting folks to these gatherings and to these different occasions to be able to open up the opportunity for them to present who they are in their own worlds and who they wish to be in ours. So from a vendor's perspective, I know that you have relationships now that you may not have had before the G&J moment, right?
Yeah, in some cases, yeah.
And so, all right, so we're coming from belief to understanding, and then shared incentive. What's in it for me radio? We FM. Right?
Right.
At some point, we have to take care of business. And in the community, to get the attention of those who have already invested in the community, what's in it for me? What is the task at hand? What do I have to do? And what am I looking to receive? So let me kind of individualize this for a second so that we can understand how simple the process is. For me, I have all kind of work, my music, my Red June, my woodworking now, my songwriting, all of these things are out in the universe. If you know me and you know my work, it's now you have a certain stake in it. If we are tried, the same instrumentals that I have out on iTunes and Spotify and all these different places, well, nobody's going to know to get to those and to go search that music if it's not in the placement. And placement means if you turn on the radio and you hear it on a commercial, or you turn on the TV and you hear it as background music somewhere, well, that's where the big money is at. And that's where each and every one of us can treat all of that music like real estate. And this is real estate that no one else has. This is the real estate that has a whole different function than most of the real estate that's out there. You following?
Yeah.
And so to be able to take your relationships with corporations that need this music, emotionally charged music that stands for a healing process, and to close deals on placement. It doesn't have to be TV and film. If you work at Allstate Insurance, use your relationships within a company to be able to close on those in the marketing department side of things. And in doing so, you have increased because your commission is 15% up front. Same thing as this woodwork, right? I got a guy that's opening up a restaurant right now. And you know how when they pass you your check,
Mm-hmm.
the little tray that they put the check on, he wants me to fabricate those with his logo from his restaurant so that he can just take that plank, put a rubber band around it, and then put your check under the rubber band and slide it on the tape. So I said, how many of those do you need? He was like, well, I'm looking through this catalog, and about 40 of them, well, they're $10 each. So I'm saying you're going to pay this vendor $400 for 40 slabs of wood, right? And it doesn't have any of your stuff on it. Meanwhile, I'll personalize it. Give me $200, right? Now that's work for someone. That's work for someone in the community. Because while I outsource to that individual, I might pay for the materials up front. They'll do the work. I'll give them upward of $100 for making sure that order is taken care of. Within 72 hours, we've made money together. And so this is how easy it is for us to get to that level. Now, in terms of the general community and this Tribe Up piece, Diamond has a Tribe Up campaign here in Cleveland. But what I like to do, Hatim, is for us to organize some paint and sip functions. Paint and sip where we are inviting other tribes into the mix. And before they get there, we're printing up or we're fabricating emblems that they can sit down and personalize at the event while sipping on the Red June and that ambrosia, right? Mm-hmm. While listening to the music or the beat to the Symbiotic Cypher, or contributing to the music of the evening. If we have a series of these, then we are bringing people into production on a very grassroots level. So when they walk in the door, what I perceive is that you might pay $10. $10 to get you 2 emblems. $10 to get you some emblems and a bottle of whatever your choice elixir is, right? Mm-hmm. And you sit down at a table with the paints or whatever type of material we're using at that time, because a paint sip ain't necessarily got to be all the way paint. You know, we as artists, we can use all kinds of different mediums to take this to the next level. Right now, I'm making very, very radical type of bracelets and rings that fit across multiple fingers, so to speak. Mm-hmm. All right. And so we can, you know, if that's your tribal.
You talking about, are you talking about brass knuckles, man? That's what that shit sound like. Be honest. Almost, but I'm talking about one that a ring that goes into that your thumb goes into, and then your two middle fingers go into the other one, and you're able to walk around with like a plaque of Africa on your
right.
On
so it might be big Africa, and you look inside of Africa, and it's whatever symbolism you paint into it, or whatever symbolism is engraved. And you put your paint texture on it.
Stop.
Go ahead.
Why you ain't posting this shit up on Gye-Nyame Journey?
Man, because things is, you know why, Hatim? Because I'm doing so much on the creative aspect that I have not manned my social media at all. I honestly think I need a PA for that. Do it right, because like I said, I haven't even done that with my music. Mama Fossey just dropped her album last week before she went off to Ghana, And I haven't even been able to do any, aggressive campaigning on that album, let alone Beat to the Symbiotic Cypher. So, some of these I could snapshot and show and just kind of like pigeonhole us into the conversation.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm not asking for you. I'm not asking for a dissertation. I'm, a quick video with you showing what you can do. Drop it on there so that it could be promoted, so that it could be put into the newsletter and shit like that.
Well, and let me say this too. You should expect a lot more of that, because with my house being structured as a live streaming house, that's what I'm moving into.
Wait, stop.
What I'm moving out of.
Hold on.
Space where you haven't seen me.
Stop. What do you mean? See, because you just hit on some major shit. What do you mean by a live streaming house? Before I get into what do you mean by a live streaming house? What do you mean a live streaming house? Are you talking about you're going to have a real life TV show going on here?
Man, I'm all right. So let me explain to you. My kitchen is going to be a live streaming kitchen for the cooking show and for my Red June stuff. My living room is going to have all the instruments in it for live stream performances on a weekly basis when I have guests, kind of like an open mic inside of my living room that the world can see from my living room.
Right.
You go upstairs to Diamond's room. Diamond is going to have her easel while she's painting and you listening to her music, or she's songwriting in her room. She's going to have a personality on Live Stream Network, and so is Pharaoh. Pharaoh is a claymation artist, and he likes to do toy reviews and reviewing movies that, in his niche, from Stephen King to R.L. Stein to Tim Burton. That's his niche, and that's what he wants to talk about. And what I'm trying to do with him is to treat his own storylines and his own storyboards like Stephen King stuff. And so every room of my house is going to be designed for live stream events to happen.
All right. Because shit, because that's what we moving to. Well, it ain't gonna be every room, but shit, Sasha and Gina about to get their own cameras. But anyway, that's an excellent idea. Now the piece is how.
Hey, and you know what? And what's so dope about that is that those kids can tether into each other YouTube channels, and that's where I need your help, Hatem, because Pharaoh's going to need his own lane for what he's got going on.
No.
Because it's just wait. I mean, I don't even like sharing Netflix channels with this dude. Because, I'll turn on to my I'll turn on Netflix and it'll be all of his stuff.
Right. You have to, but with YouTube and Facebook and all, he has to pre-record his stuff unless he's live streaming with your permission. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be there.
Right.
See, with our kids, we can't allow them, because we don't know what they're going to live stream. Like, I don't know what the hell Sasha going to say. This is why I have to watch when I bring Sasha on. So I don't know what Sasha's going to say or what Sasha's going to. So with them, I have to look at their stuff unless they're live streaming with me, or I give them permission to use my phone to live stream, so I give them the talk beforehand.
Right.
So with our children under a certain age, we got to be very clear and very purposeful with their live streams, or at least train them in how to set up the shows, because Pharaoh need to have his own show.
Tim, you know what?
Go ahead.
You know how usually people got like chair mode you know what chair mode is? It's that piece of railing or what do you call it? Carpentry that goes across maybe 4 foot up from your baseboard.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna create one, man, where people can just like dock their
phones,
dock their smart device, their phones, yeah,
right, and just
right on it so that
they can
everybody who's in attendance,
right,
is live streamed.
See, now you coming up. See what you right now. What you giving up now? What you giving up now is ideas that motherfuckers is gonna be stealing from right now. You talking about a live streaming house. That's some shit that I would keep, you know what I'm saying? That shit is brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Because actually, because it's like I'm heading towards that, but not the live. With my kids, ain't no live streaming with the hell no. They are going to do shows. I'm giving their devices so that daddy can give the okay of what goes up and what don't. Because now what they're gonna get into is because with Chromebooks now they can have access to all types of software that can help them cut and create and format their stuff so that it's an acceptable quality. But now, Brother Kwame says, Brother Kwame says, Imani allowed for the opportunity for Kaumba, Nia, full thing, Ujumani. So basically, the whole process. Because one of the things that I wanted to kind of share real quick is this is why I keep on telling people, far as the e-course, and this is something that you need to work on for Black Phoenix or Use Minds or whatever, because what the e-course does, it allows us to set up, in a sense, a college or coursework that you have to go through before you become part of our family, right? Because even before you get a person to where they trust or they have faith in what you're doing, there has to be some interest sparked. Because you spoke about that yesterday in a powerful way, because it's like the organization that you was talking about, people have to seek membership in that. They don't seek you. You have to seek them out. So what we have to be able to do is, like you said,
right.
Provide the performances, provide the events, and then start using those to get people interested, those that are far enough thinkers, and be like, who behind this? Then we start pulling those individuals in and give them a process they go through. So in the 7-day course that I got for people, we talk about the Power and Nguzo Saba, which deals with all of the principles that you were in a sense covering, from unity to faith, all 7 principles.
Time out.
Go ahead.
Time out. Hi, Tim.
Go ahead.
Let's not say nothing more about that particular product until we have it accredited and it's available to the public as an accredited.
You talking about what? The course? I'm not,
yeah.
This is where I'm at, Chaka. I'm no longer concerned about accreditation and all that shit. That's part of the shit that's fucking us up. I have an e-course up, and I can help other people set up e-course. This is certified by G&J. This is certified by G&J Media, G&J Tribe, and it's protected by the red, black, and the green. I don't give a fuck about getting accredited. People want credits, they go somewhere else.
So,
go ahead. I got the course up. I put the link up. You go to freegnjecourse.com. I got the whole course up.
So check it. I mean, because here's the thing, Hatem. If you got the course up and people are willing to pay for the course, there are, on a global basis, people might want to get acculturated into this design, and that's exactly what is necessary. Because if you don't provide it to them on that level, then they're gonna get it from YouTube and they're gonna make up their own badge, right?
Now,
so the piece is that if they can get a certificate at the end that is recognized on whatever level, okay. So I guess what I'm leading to is this.
Go ahead.
This is what I'm leading to, is that I've told the story before about how I know a guy in Cleveland that started an online college called Cleveland University. And Cleveland University has 100,000 student population, which 100% of them are receiving financial aid from our government. However, none of them live in America. They all live in India. And so this online college, the whole overhead is just maintaining those web courses. Because it's accredited is why on a global basis, people who are able to use their FAFSA money to take the course.
Now let me say it again. They keep their money. First off, this is a free e-course.
Okay.
Now, I do have, at the end, I have an offer for everybody to finish the course where they could get the materials. See, because the issue that this is what I'm trying to build, Shaka. I want people either to assess me in building Gye-Nyame tribe, where we could go on and expand, because it's only a certain level, it's only a certain amount of people I get in Gye-Nyame tribe before we have to split it off into, according to our own rules, before we have to split up and start another tribe. Then also giving people giving people the tools to do their own thing, because my piece is we need more than one tribe. We need 1,000.
Absolutely.
1,000 tribes. So what I'm trying
and Hatem, that's why as I've been cultivating this artist vanguard, it's not always been about, you got to be initiated into the Black Phoenix.
Right.
No, but you do have to move a certain way to work with me, because once we understand through loyalty, honor, and sacrifice that even though you wear this certain branding and I wear this certain branding, just like, as we are all Sam under Gye-Nyame, the Black Phoenix, this has always been our relationship.
It's our relationship. See, you speaking the language. You speaking the language. So this is what I'm saying. We have to make sure that the language is common enough so that when you could be like talking about Black Phoenixes, but then you just threw something out that everybody that's familiar with Gye-Nyame, even if they never saw you before, when you said honor, loyalty, and sacrifice, a motherfucker got to stop and be like, well, hold on. See, that we're developing that, because remember, what is a nation? What is a tribe? What is a family? A stable, historically developed community of people with territory, economic life, distinctive culture, and language in common. You understand what I'm saying? So how do we get people out there with these things? We have to start developing the courses. Now, it's important, and this is what I want to say. It's important that in all this, that we become our own certifying body, because we got so many Black folks that are so caught up into other people certifying our shit that we are losing. We are giving away our power. This is why we got doctors that don't know shit, because they got a doctorate degree from the white folks. They could come in and fuck up a whole situation. We have to start making sure that we are able to certify those that are entering into our culture and those who have attained a certain mastery in our culture. You understand what I'm saying? So when I put out the free e-course, of course, on the back end, for those that go through the 7 days, there's a special offer for you, right? But there's still basic stuff that you can learn from it. And whether you want to join Gye-Nyame or whether you want to be part and build your own, the information is there. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this goes into what I was talking about, far as the how behind getting people to be able to fit into the network so that we could get shit done. Like, for example, let me give you one place where you might be messing up. You ready? Don't give somebody Don't give somebody 15% in the family that's in your family or that want to work with you 15% for working a business deal that don't require you to do nothing but what you already do. Why not give them 50%? Like, for example, with the Gye-Nyame e-course, people that are in the family, and I'm trying to get people to understand this, people that are in the family, people that's like, boom, I'm with this, I can put them on here as an affiliate, and every last one of the people that they get to take the e-course, and if they purchase anything on the back end, that individual get 50% of whatever those people pay. Not 15, not 10, they get 50%. This is how we feel.
but you have no overhead beyond what you've already done out there. For me to listen.
Well, actually, I do.
Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Go ahead.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
And this is why. I mean, I get what you mean. But that's not the way to do it. Because when I put When I put an overhead together for an event, I got materials that I have to create. I have musicians that I have to book. And at the end of the day, that's what you're paying for. Now, I have a family to protect, and I'm talking about my artist family. So if you book anything for the sake of the Black Phoenix artist family, what would, if it costs $5,000 to get these musicians in the same city at the same time, it's not even logical to think that because somebody booked it, that they're going to get 50% out of it. That's unless they were able to secure a significant markup to write themselves in to more than the 15%.
See, you got this is what I'm saying. Then in that case, then if somebody really wants
in that case, it's business.
Right. They need,
as long as I get what I need.
Right. So why wouldn't the price be to bring that if it only costs $5,000 to do? Let me say this to you. What I'm saying is there has to be a motivating factor. 15% might not.
And here's
be
the other thing,
Go ahead.
The motivation is this: it's volume. It's volume. Because I'm not looking for somebody to make exactly what I'm making or just making one hookup happen. No, I'm looking for someone who's dedicated to that lane, who is going to, like, and that's it. For example, to get my music placed, there is exclusive placements and there are non-exclusive placements. A non-exclusive placement means an organization loves this music and they want it on a commercial, but they don't want to buy it outright so that they own it.
Now, right there, that's the one I'm talking about, that the person that's able to seal the deal, they should get 50%. You talking about symbiotic stop. When somebody is able to make that deal for you and they are part of your group, they should get half of that, right? Because there's no overhead for you. Other than you, because you already are marketing something that is already put together. There's no overhead. See, like, for example, I could be like, hey, it's overhead for me. You know what I'm saying? I had to create the whole piece. I wrote all the books that people are gonna be getting. They're gonna be downloading it. But then on when I think about it, if I could motivate somebody and say, hey, we getting it together. Right? Like Kwame,
okay.
when Kwame do his course, I said, Kwame, we're gonna put the course together, and when we finish what you're doing, and you have your account open, we're gonna set it up. You get 100% of everything you sell. I get 50% of what I sell. Tykees get 50% of what he sells. Miss Tracy get 50% of what she sells. Navita get 50% of what she sells. And Kwame got this brilliant mathematical piece that can help somebody learn how to do squares real quick and learn basic math. We know that people need this type of thing. This means that 50 of us can make a come up, and Kwame never misses a dime. Because not only that, Kwame is employing indirectly other people and motivating people to get out there and spread the word. And on top of that, Gye-Nyame benefits. But go ahead.
Right. So here's the piece about that, is that what works for me and what works for Life Matters Entertainment is being able to, cultivate the artists who come into my process by teaching them a process. And a lot of times so we're talking about belief, we talk about understanding the process. Now let's move to shared incentive. The shared incentive for that type of individual who's coming to the door to learn, I'll bring them in as an intern, Hatim, which a typical intern typically doesn't get paid in the first place. But now they get their letter of recommendation from me, A. B, they get a stipend internship. So if you work with me from 10 to 16 weeks or however long your semester is, you get a $500 stipend at the end.
From who?
But the 15%.
From who?
The 15% for what? For the intern.
Who paid for the intern?
I do.
Okay. So now you brought him in as an intern. Now I hear you. Because now this is where our process is a little bit different, right? Most people that could benefit from what I'm talking about is already a member, and it's like, you know, the whole internship. You come in and internship and all that. We don't really have that in our process. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People,
and that's what, and we talked about that a little bit before. Right. And what I'm saying is that I bring a student in, and they do what? Maybe 5 hours a week for me for 10 to 16 weeks. That's what gets them their 500. What are they doing for me? The fundamental responsibilities for the intern is to do what I addressed earlier. I don't have time to man my social media. So to brand the social media and make sure that on a weekly basis, there are blasts going out with whatever campaign that's hot during that time, that's what we're motivating. And them branding that, they're also generating leads for me. If they're generating leads to something that closes, I will give them the 15% on top of the $500 that they're getting at the end of their internship. So when they get their commissions throughout, that's what's really patenting the nature of their integrity in closing deals, their understanding of what the checklist is to close deals. Because I get it, Hatim. It's not all just about numbers, but it's the integrity behind the numbers. Because we can close any deal, but whose lawyer are we using to look over every single agreement that's made every time we close a deal? That's money. Unless we have someone, a legal somebody who represents us legally in all of these transactions.
All that, well, now from what I'm talking about, see, because you, for me, you on a whole nother level, because you talking music, you talking lawyers, you miss me with all that. You know what I'm saying? That's too much confusion. That's too much people in our business. I'm talking about setting up e-courses and building.
Well, George Clinton felt the same way, and that's why he broke right now. It's because he didn't have that.
Who?
George Clinton.
George Clinton is also broke because he did a lot of cocaine too. Let's be honest about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. It ain't just because
I'm talking about the business, man. Regardless of his habits. No. Listen. If he had taken care of his business, then Dr. Dre wouldn't have rebranded his stuff for free without paying him a dime. There would be no G-Funk without P-Funk, and at the end of the day, Dr. Dre was able to get away with it because he was a smarter businessman.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say a smarter businessman. I would say a dirty, how can I put it? A dirty, unrespectful businessman.
When it comes to the music as a business,
right?
Are you saying that going back to skin in the game?
Now, what?
I mean, because
what Dre did Dre actually put skin in the game, or did Dre use somebody else's skin in the game to build his whole career, and then have the audacity to not, in a sense, take care of the motherfucker that made it possible for you to do it? But that's the American way. I need to get as little as I need to race to the bottom. I need to pay as little for. I mean, please because understand the language in capitalism.
Yeah.
Our goal is to race to the bottom to pay the least and try to get the most out of paying the least.
Right. And Hatem,
I'm just saying,
in particular, with those characters, the piece that I'm talking about is that when they put that NWA movie out, Dre, George Clinton knew Dre was gonna have money, so that's when he chose the time to sue Dre. But here's the piece. Jerry Heller has been anticipating suing Dre ever since Eazy-E died. And now he had a reason to, and right after the Dre's beat deal, now he knew he got $4 billion sitting in the bank. So guess what he does? He sues Dr. Dre for $4 billion because he knows that in a court of law, you can always scale down from what you asked for, but you can never scale up. George Clinton was asking for like $1 million for copyright infringement, for not breading him off for using his music for all these years. George Clinton is lost in the sauce compared to this bigger case. And at the end of the day, It's just not smart business.
Nah.
And I get it. As an artist, that does not take away from his artistry and his influence in music around the world. It doesn't. But as a businessman, he screwed himself.
Now, listen, I hear you. And you don't want to make the same mistakes as them. I feel you. All I'm saying is, now, you got this greedy West Asian fucker that's suing for $4 billion. No, hold on. Because he knows, according to the code, like yesterday, our conversation, he knows the rules. So he knows he could tie up the system, and he knows that he could always go down and never go up. We got a brother that built your whole career. All he's saying is he want $1 million. Now, my issue is I hear you on business because, of course, in America, my goal is not to pay shit. And family, all I'm saying is that if we want to bring people into our movement, we got to shift our paradigms on how we look at money. Because this is the issue. Most motherfuckers that are driven by money are mercenaries. And if I allow myself to be driven by money and be like, look, you only get 15% for your league, you get 15% for your league. This is me. I'm talking about me. That means that when I have no overhead, because I don't have the music like you got, but I got books, I got stories, I got all that shit already lined up, and I got a system that when I bring people into my fam, if you are able to help produce for the group, you not only produce for the group, you produce for yourself. I want everybody around me eating, period. Now, future,
right, and
now,
you got to understand this too, Hatem, and this is on a personal tip. You have seen me sandbag my music career for 16 years because of my relationships with my kids and because of my circumstances with my kids. Now my kids are with me. This is the time to optimize the monetization of everything that I did not get paid for almost 2 decades.
But hold on.
When you look at...
Right, I'm looking, but what I'm... Listen, I hear you. I hear you far as the... But now, challenge yourself and ask yourself, are you looking at an old model to do something with your music now? See, because like I said, I've been talking with you about there are people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month on the system that I am setting up for these ebooks. I don't see why you can't do the same thing. And like far as the shows and shit, that's a whole nother thing. You give somebody 50% of that because a show requires you to be able to do stuff and you can't. So I understand. I hear you. But far as you distributing your music, you will be able to not only promote your goods, but also incentivize in a bigger way those individuals around you and inspire them to have the trust.
Well, see, that's the thing. And maybe you missed it. Maybe you missed it. But the whole point of the whole reason I put out the album Beats of the Symbiotic Cypher is so other artists, other authors, other poets, other musicians can record on it and get it out there in alignment with my catalog. Now, when they do that, understand the business in that. They already get 50%. They already get 15% or 50%. All they have to do is make sure people are listening to it. And they get 50% of the royalties of what they contributed to. Those are the ones that get 50%. It's the ones that put the work in.
I'm with you. I want to be down with the Black Phoenix, but I'm not an artist. I'm more of a...
So you're talking about ebooks, and for example,
go ahead.
Hatem, you can take any of the beats, read with your voice on top of those beats, each chapter of your book, and put it out as a different track on Life Matters Entertainment. And when people go to Spotify or iTunes or Tidal to listen to that chapter, you get paid 50% for each chapter, not for each book.
But what if
for each 5-minute section, with you reading your own stuff? Go ahead.
What if I don't want to necessarily use your beats for that, but I know other people in my circle who might want to use your beats for that, and I provide them with a link that will give me a certain percentage so that you can eat as well as me, and they buy that package. Is that wrong?
That's the way it's set up, Hatem.
I'm just saying. I mean,
that's the way it's hot. Listen, listen. I'm answering your question, Matt. Check out what I'm saying. So let's say 30 of them. Let's say you had them in a classroom and it was a class project for them to do so. If you're the one submitting them to me, then I have all of 100% of royalties to split between a producer, a writer, and a performer. If you are the producer, you hear what I'm saying?
I hear you. We speak in two different languages, and that's cool because you in another world on that for me. Now what I'm saying is, far as how do you get people in? Because right now we're caught on the business piece. How do we get people in so they can handle that stuff for you? And what I wanted to talk about
let's go back to the process. Thank you for asking.
Go ahead.
So here's the process that works at 100% of the time. When they come in with a state of belief and they desire more information. Now they desire understanding. We give them the understanding, and with that understanding, when we move together to build, we establish the ground for shared incentive. Whatever that shared incentive is, that's what motivates and sustains the relationship and allows it to be fruitful based on the agreement that's made. So 50% for somebody who's been down with me for 20 years, like Eddie Bayard, who now I manage through Life Matters Entertainment. When we do our digital sessions recording, that's a 50-50 relationship because he put in just as much as I have. And so in that, right now, 50% of nothing is what?
Nothing.
Right?
But at least we even, nigga. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is that if I was, West Asian and offered a deal, like Interscope offered me a deal, or like Sony or Warner Brothers will offer a deal.
Let me offer it the way
when they offer a deal.
Let us rape you, and Shaka, we really like your music, and we want to rape you, and we think that we have the best offer for you. We will give you one.
Yeah, and then behind closed doors, how many of us is like, okay, I'll get the Vaseline.
I get the Vaseline.
Come on, man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. See, because this the whole piece. Because we getting back to the money piece. Because like I said, it's two things that break up most of our organization: sex and money. Right. So now all I'm saying is the method. Now I want to cover this a little bit later because I got to take my son somewhere, and I promised my girls I'll take them somewhere. I got to finish this book, but this is an ongoing conversation. Family, check out the free e-course, and also I'm gonna get some of Shaka shit up on the. I'm gonna get him to use some Gumroad too, because I want him to see the power of this platform that I'm talking about, and so that we could go start getting and start sharing, because a lot of times people, they just want to support. But the piece that I have moved away from is allowing people, asking people for donations. I want us to be able to exchange stuff if it ain't nothing but a beat. You understand what I'm saying? If it ain't nothing but a poem. You know what I'm saying? We exchanging so that we can get that reciprocity going, because we could provide you something that brings value to you.
And let me say this while you're talking about that type of exchange, Hatem. I mean, the same model that I'm using is it's global. So I don't want us to just think that let's look around in our communities, but let's see how expansive our community is. Shoot, you know Chris Powell just like I know Chris Powell, who founded Stars International, right, or Stars Worldwide. All right, and Stars Worldwide, he's got access to youth artists all around the world, from Africa to the Bahamas to London so if we are exchanging beats like the foreign, and this is not a new process. This is what foreign exchange based their whole careers on before it was even a thing to be able to send beats through email. Before you could even do that, that's what they were doing from country to country, sending the music around and recording it in their cities, sending it back around. And some of these artists never met each other. But this is their branding, and that's their process. So now, a little over a decade later, the process is available for everyone to be able to do. We just need to do it and build our global network. I have a Life Matters artist who now resides in Ghana. So there's no reason for us not to. Let's just expand on it.
All right, family. But
Hello?
hey, this is going to be a continued conversation. Go on, like and share. Hit the bell. If it's a bell on Facebook, hit the bell on YouTube. Just hit a goddamn bell so that you know when I'm up. Join the Black Signal, as you can see up here. Text G&J to 25456. Family, I want to remind you that you are now standing in the congregation of mighty. This is the home of the stubborn minority, the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is the Heart of a Simple production, and this has been another Toast and Talk Imani, of course, part of the Daily Toast series, and we have been going strong for damn near 4 years. We haven't missed a day yet. And it's a Heart of a Simple production. We strive to blow up your old paradigm. Family, I'm out. Me and the girls is going out. Clearly got to get that hair cut. So I hope they are ready. And I'm out. Peace.
Peace.